Okay, but explain to me what they were trying to accomplish here that they did not accomplish in Mirror Mirror. Which I fucking love Mirror Mirror. Go see Mirror Mirror. You don't even have to go anywhere. You can just run it at your house. Fine, invite me over to watch Mirror Mirror. Anyways, welcome back. And once again, thank you for trusting me with your full spoiler movie review. That thing I do where I watch movies and then I tell you all about them. As always, I am unpaid and unsponsored. And spoilers, spoilers, all the spoilers. If you don't want spoilers, you can go ahead and scroll. I won't be offended. Spoilers. Okay, here we go. This is the very long, I wouldn't call it anticipated, highly controversial 2025 film Disney's Snow White, starring Rachel Zegler and Gal Gadot. So first and foremost, the kiddos are going to like it. It doesn't matter at the end of the day how the grown-ups actually feel, because we were not at the center focal point, just like children aren't the center focal point of Joker or Deadpool, so I can't hold it to the standard for adults. Does that make sense? But that doesn't mean I think they didn't make poor choices. So anyways, what's this about? Well, once upon a time, during a blizzard, a princess was born, and she was set to inherit the throne one day, so they wanted her to learn patience and bravery and fairness, like Moana. Anyways, then her mom got sick and died, and then this lady came out of nowhere, and she was so beautiful that her beauty let her do magic. And so her dad was all like, I'm gonna tap that. And they got married. Well, then her dad, who was the king, had to go fight something. I don't remember what. So he ran off, but he was supposed to come back. And that was years ago. He ain't come back. So his second wife became the evil queen. And she has a magic mirror that can only answer the question, who is the fairest of them all? And every day it keeps saying her. But she's afraid that Snow White is going to become the fairest, so she makes her basically a worker in the castle and she can't ever leave. Well, one day Snow White finds a bandit in the kitchen. He was stealing taters and he got caught by the guards. And the queen was like, take him to the fucking dungeon. And Snow White was like, that seems a little excessive for stealing taters. And she's like, fine, take his shoes and his jacket and tie him to the front of the castle gate. Snow White's like, that's also excessive. He'll freeze to death. Although there's no snow on the ground at this point. Actually, it looks like springtime, so I don't think it would. I mean, there were clouds, so it's probably a little chilly, but I don't think it's like gonna freeze to death weather. Everybody had on a light jacket. And then the magic mirror was like, well, Snow White is the fairest of them all. And the queen was like, well, shit, okay, we're gonna kill her, and then I'll be the fairest of them all again. Which leads me to a whole question. Actually, a couple of questions. Number one, couldn't the queen have just, gotten a new mirror? I mean, its whole purpose is to tell you you're pretty, and that it's not doing that anymore. You could have just gotten rid of the mirror. Number two, what is the spatial range for fairest of them all, as per the mirror? And the reason I say this is the thing that's supposed to make Snow White the fairest of them all, by her actions so far, is that she gave a little girl her flower crown, she helped the robber guy escape from the castle wall, and she and the king and queen used to pick apples and bake pies for the poor. Now the thing is, she is considered the evil queen because of her shitty economic plan and everybody's poor. Or that's what they keep telling us. We don't actually see the inside of the village until towards the end. And it doesn't look all that different from beforehand, except now there's tiny fires everywhere, and there's no more color. And also, she doesn't bake pies for the poor. Which, here's the thing about that, okay? That means there was still poverty under Snow White's parents. But instead of fixing the problem, they just baked them pies. And Snow White's like, that gives them something to look forward to. Is that not just bread and circuses? We can't give you somewhere to sleep, but here's a pie. Don't get me wrong, a pie is a nice thing to do, but if you are the king and queen, you are over economic development of your land, you probably have better access to do something about it. See what I'm saying? But anyways, this is what she has done to be the fairest of them all. Is there not somebody in the land somewhere that's taking care of orphans and their sick grandparents and rescuing puppies? Anyway, so the queen's all like, I still want to be the fairest of them all, so you, good sir, one of her henchman guys, take her out apple picking, and while she's back turned, fucking stab her ass and put her heart in this little treasure box for me. Well, then they go out to the apple orchard, and this is where the fugly ass dress shows up. Now here's the thing on that. The design comes from the original. I am aware of that. I know this. But I also know there were much better ways to bring it to life. And this was not it. It looks like a sad ass Halloween costume. Like the last convention I went to, a woman did such a good job on a Snow White costume that they bumped her from novice to master in judgment placing. But the Walt Disney Company gave us this. Anyways, the guy's like, I can't do this. You need to run away. You need to get away from here. And she goes through the scary ass forest. But then all the animals show up and take her to this little cottage where she goes upstairs and she sees beds for like 7 people, but she just decides she's going to sleep in their beds. But while she's taking a little nap, the 7 dwarves are doing their hi-ho and mining for gems. To which, okay, there's the whole controversy as to whether or not people with dwarfism should have played the dwarves in the movie. And Disney's like, no, instead we're going to make it like an array of nationalities. And I think it was like Peter Dinklage said, no. By erasing the fact that they're dwarves, you're taking away job from people with dwarfism. So instead, they nixed the problem altogether and they put these scary-ass CG guys in. Why are their heads so big? Like 99% of their body is head. Why does Dopey look soulless? Like the kid in the Polar Express who looks like Dewey from Malcolm in the Middle. But then they're like, yeah, you can live here. And then she's like, great, we're gonna clean the house. Except she's not actually doing any cleaning. We see her with the broom once, but mostly dancing while everybody else is cleaning. Which, like, yeah, she stayed there one night, but she's gonna be living there now. Pull your own weight, ma'am. Then the dwarves go to work. And the bandit shows back up, and his name is Jonathan, who's supposed to, I guess, be Prince Florian, but he's neither a prince, and his name's not Florian. It's Jonathan. And Jonathan has a band of misfits. And I swear to God, they were all shopping in American Apparel. There's a blip of one of them, like, jumping behind a tree or in a ditch or something, and I swear to you, I think they were wearing a denim jacket. Did we go to the ye old Navy? Fucking Jonathan's got a reinforced, like, utility jacket. I guess we just ran out of costume budget. I don't know. But they had to fight some of the Queen's guards. Then Jonathan takes an arrow for Snow White, and Doc had to, like, fix him. Then something else happened, and Jonathan was arrested and stuck in the dungeon. And the Queen goes to, like, Old Lady and gives Snow White the apple. Well, the guy that was supposed to kill Snow White the first time's also in the dungeon and helps Jonathan get away. Then Jonathan shows up and kisses Snow White. And boom, she's there, but somehow she knows her dad is still dead. The king is dead. I don't remember them saying that. They may have said that and I just missed. But when she wakes up, she says that. So I don't know if it was like in a dream or something. But anyway, she just shows up in the village. And that's how we know the people are kind of poor, because I guess the Queen sucked up all of the colors. Which, like, what is she doing with the money? I understand her looks are, like, the biggest thing, but she has magic, so I don't think she's paying for exfoliation treatments or a BBL or anything. But anyways, her just showing up, like, all colorful and shit made the people want to revolt against the Queen, so they're, like, marching up there. Even though it said specifically that over time most people forgot about Snow White, but somehow they just knew she was Snow White. Then the Queen tried to kill her. And, like, that wasn't gonna happen, so, like, she ran up there and she was talking to the mirror or some shit. And the mirror's like, yeah, Snow White's still the fucking fairest of them all, lady. And so she smashes the mirror and she gets sucked in. And then Snow White takes over and everybody is now wearing solid white with, like, little pale pink petals everywhere, and it looks like Midsommar. So through all of this, Snow White managed to turn the village into Midsommar. The end. Now, did I like it? No. But again, it wasn't for me, it was for small children. For me, this is, I'm gonna say Uncanny Valley. And again, I'm a mirror girl. I'll even take Snow White and the Huntsman. That's a good ass one too. I never did see the second one, but whatever. This is what I believe to be a money laundering mess. I'm gonna give it a 6 out of 10 for the kiddos. So 6 out of 10. Okay, bye.